JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. All island transportation strike premature and unnecessary, says Vaz. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz has called the all island transportation strike premature and unnecessary, as he says a meeting to discuss the public passenger operators' issues with the suspension of license has been set for Tuesday. The minister on Monday said he is aware of the reported situation affecting a number of parishes, as taxi and bus operators have withdrawn their services, leaving many people stranded. Vaz said, however, that he believes the strike is either politically motivated or there was a lack of communication between the taxi associations and the public passenger vehicle operators, as the meeting was advertised last week.
I've been monitoring the situation in relation to the demonstration and withdrawal of service by certain taxi operators. It has been moderate so far, affecting most of the parishes. Obviously, there is a situation where I would want to believe that it's a lack of communication why these transport operators continue to take action after a very definitive statement was made from last week that there will be a meeting tomorrow to address their concerns in relation to demerit points. So I can only conclude that it is either politically motivated or it is a lack of communication getting down from the taxi organizations, associations, to the actual drivers. I would want to believe that it is a situation where it's a communication situation. However, at this point, I will continue to watch through the day. Again, I'm calling for good order, good sense to prevail. I have already given a commitment that the matters will be addressed tomorrow at a meeting and will be a part of the review of the Road Traffic Act, which ends at the end of June. Therefore, I can only say once again that this action is premature and unnecessary. And I'm making an appeal to all those drivers who are taking part, who are losing income and causing great inconvenience to the commuters, to get back on the job and allow the process to take its place. For those who are using it for political reasons, I ask you to desist, especially in relation to the roadblocks that are being mounted using trees and stones and other things to interrupt the flow of ordinary law-abiding citizens. It is totally unnecessary, and I call on you to desist and allow the process of communication, collaboration, and consensus, which is how I operate, to continue, and we will get the desired results.
Schools report low student turnout amid transport strike. The Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, says some schools have reported a low turnout among their student population due to the protest by transport operators. Thousands of commuters across the island were left stranded Monday morning as public transport operators acted on plans to withdraw service. JTA President Leighton Johnson says he has received confirmation of the low turnout from 4 of the 6 education regions.
What I do know is that, or what has been reported, that some schools within the corporate area have seen unusually low student turnout. Schools across the other regions 2, 3, and 4 have also indicated that student population has been low for today. Additionally, schools and administrators have indicated too that several teachers have called in indicating that they are unable to make it to work because of the unavailability of regular transportation and the taxis. In terms of students doing CAPE exams and those doing the NCT vet assessments, we have reports that there are some schools that have arranged for private bus companies to assist in transporting the CAPE students as well as those who are doing NCT vet assessments to schools in regions 2 and 3 at this time.
Tyler shot dead at home in Fraser's Content, St. Catherine. The St. Catherine North Police are investigating the shooting murder of a 37-year-old man in the community of Fraser's Content in the parish on Sunday. That is Sheldon Reed, a tile of Logwood Crescent in the area. The police report that at about 3 p.m., Reed was at home when explosions were heard. The police were summoned and they found Reed with gunshot injuries to his upper body. The Spanish Town Criminal Investigation Branch is investigating. In recent times, the Fraser's Content community has figured prominently on police crime reports. Jury pool for possible cartel retrial tainted by Sir P and other vloggers, claims Sean Storm's sister. Sister for incarcerated entertainer Sean Campbell, otherwise called Sean Storm, has submitted on widespread discussions about the murder case on popular YouTube programs like Politics Watch will result in her brother and his co-accused not getting a fair trial if a retrial is permitted. I've seen many social media posts on bloggers like Sir P who do not conform to any of the traditional norms of journalism, who have widespread viewership, who expose all the wildest theories, which will undoubtedly influence many Jamaicans who cannot be counted on to be so entrenched by the Bible, foisted up, and confess their bias, she said in her affidavit. The argument was highlighted this morning by Acting Director of Public Prosecutions, Claudia Thompson, during a preliminary objection, in which she asked the Court of Appeal to rule that the pleading should not be allowed. However, the court was of the view that arguments about the effects of a pretrial publicity should be allowed. Campbell's sister further submitted that she did not believe that the Jamaican court, which he described as having an inadequate jury vetting and polling system, will be able to find unbiased jurors and get them to serve. She also said it is doubtful whether any trial judge's direction could cure any consequent unfairness. Meanwhile, the court has struck out arguments from one of Cartel's sons, claiming that the entertainer is unable to participate in another trial because of his ill health. Justice Marvin MacDonald Bishop, in rejecting the claim that Cartel's heart could not sustain a retrial, said the court would only be able to entertain such a claim if there was evidence from a medical expert. She also struck out the claim from the son that his grandmother prays every night for his father, noting that the court is not able to say whether a witness her praying nightly. Several excerpts from affidavits submitted by the two entertainers and their co-accused Kahira Jones and Andre St. John were struck out as argumentative, speculative, and legal arguments in the prosecution objection raised this morning at the hearing to determine whether the men are to be retried or a judgment of acquittal should be handed down. The men were charged with the murder of Clive Lizard Williams in September 2011, were convicted in March 2014 for Williams' murder, and sentenced to life in prison a month later. The Court of Appeal upheld their convictions in 2020. However, on March 14, 2024, the United Kingdom-based Privy Council, Jamaica's final Court of Appeal, overturned the convictions on the grounds of juror misconduct. Cartel and Campbell are represented by Isaac Buchanan and Alessandro LeBeach, while Jones and St. John are represented by John Clark and Ichabod Chavaria. Westmoreland Higgler charged with murder. A 32-year-old Higgler has been charged with the stabbing death of a man during a fight in Williams Field, Westmoreland on June 5. Is John R. Beckford from the community of Nagahead Town where the incident occurred. The police say about 8 p.m. on June 5, Beckford and another man who was along the roadway got into an altercation that spiraled out of control. During the fight, Beckford allegedly used a knife to inflict several wounds to the man's upper and lower body. The man was rushed to a health facility where he was pronounced dead. Beckford surrendered to the police on Friday and he was officially charged. His court date is being finalized. Gang violence in some Kingston Western communities spilling over into schools. There is growing concern that gang violence in some communities in the Kingston Western Police Division is spilling over into schools. Deputy Superintendent of Police Noel Daly, Territorial Officer for the Kingston Western Police Division, said the police have noticed a hike in violent behavior across 4 high schools in the division.
We have violence especially within our high schools. The primary and other schools, not so much of a problem. But in our high schools, we'd have to make arrests as it relates to violence in our high schools. What we realize is that what is happening in the community is replicated in the school. So in the community, you have the gangs, and then you have in the schools, we have the gangs also in the schools that replicate the gangs within the community. And so we tried our endeavor best with a partner with CTAC and other stakeholders to assist in this regard, to see if we can minimize or eliminate the gangs within the schools. Not all of them are gang related, are dealing with violence within school. But as I said, our first aim is not to make an arrest. Our first aim is to add that level of intervention. But you have cases that come to us where the parents insist that they want the other child to be arrested. In that regard, we have to make an arrest. We can't go against the wish of the parents because we're police by consent. But in those cases where we can intervene, we call in other external stakeholders to assist us. We have counsel, we have restorative justice, we have victim services division, and other stakeholders who assist us from time to time. More boys are arrested than girls. But we notice that girls have gangs in school also. But it's not as dominant as the boys. So as the girls do their thing and they fight and so on, we don't have the girls like portraying that level of violence compared to the boys. But as I said, our main aim is to try to get them to modify their behavior. But then we have our safe school program in which our police are within the schools, but we don't have sufficient officers to be in all the schools all the time.
Golding sends warning to those who disrespect him and his wife. People's National Party President Mark Golding has declared that he'll defend himself and his wife Sandra against attacks following potentially defamatory statements allegedly made by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. Hero Clark has been given until 4 o'clock Monday afternoon to, among other things, issue a written apology for alleged statements he made about Golding's relationship with his wife in a WhatsApp group. Lawyers for Golding wrote to Clark on Friday, speaking at the Alligator Pond Division's annual conference in Manchester on Sunday. Golding touched on the matter briefly, arguing that the Jamaica Labour Party is using anything it can to try and distract the people of Jamaica.
And then after that, comrades, Danans do a poll and show say what we gone and we are it now 8% ahead. And then start get even more worried, man. And so comrades, you see them strategy do, you see what's going on. Them a try to do anything them can do to distract Jamaica. Them come with all kind of foolishness. But we are not focusing on that. If them say certain things and disrespect me and my wife, my Empress Sandra, you know say, it nah go so, you know. It nah go so. But we have work to do.
JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.